Tesla hits the accelerator on its electric dreams, and it's now valued at over $1 trillion for the first time after securing a major order with Hertz. And Facebook posts better than expected profits, however, lower advertising monies and the whistleblower scandal certainly continues to cause headaches for the social media giant. Hey, hello everybody, I'm Aaron Heselhurst. Welcome to the World Business Report. Give me about 10 minutes and I'll try to give you a fascinating snapshot of all the latest in the world of business and money. Let's start with Tesla. Because the electric car maker has passed some major milestones just in the past 24 hours after it secured a major order. Yeah, the firm, headed of course by Elon Musk, zoomed past a market value of $1 trillion. They did that late on Monday, making it, only the fifth company in history to pass that number. Its shares rose over 12%. That's after Tesla agreed to sell 100,000 of its vehicles to the car rental firm Hertz. The deal is the biggest ever rental car order for electric vehicles and seen certainly as a further vote of confidence in the greener technology. Our very own Michelle Fleury sent us this from New York.
Tesla joins an elite club of companies whose market capitalization has crossed the $1 trillion mark. Think Apple, Microsoft and Google's parent company Alphabet. Amazon is also up there. The online retailer reached that threshold back in January 2020, 23 years after it became a public company. Tesla, it's done it in just 11 years. It's also the first car maker to hit that milestone after the company founded by Elon Musk received its biggest order to date for 100,000 electric rental cars for Hertz. Now, the order comes more than a year after Hertz filed for bankruptcy protection. That was at the height of the pandemic because demand for travel and rental vehicles dropped. From November, Hertz customers can expect to be able to rent a Tesla Model 3 at airports and at other locations in the United States and some European cities. As for Tesla, the $1 trillion market cap milestone is another feather in its cap. It is succeeding at making and producing a product that consumers want. But it is worth remembering that although it has a higher market cap than the next 9 largest car makers, Tesla's revenue remains small by comparison to, say, a VW. It is treated by Wall Street more like a tech company than a car company.
It certainly is. Let's go from our very own Michelle Fleury to another familiar face and friend, Janet Muir, who is the investment director of Brew and Dolphin. Janet, always good to see you. Hey, Janet, really a perfect timing for Tesla, right? You've got more governments around the world putting a big focus on electric vehicles. We've got the big UN climate change conference, COP26, kicking off this weekend. And of course, this Hertz order. But there are some out there, some of the critics suggesting this is overvalued. What do you think?
Hi, Aaron. Thanks for having me. I think the issue is debatable. Obviously, Tesla is a leader in the electric vehicle space. It is not only the leader in the production of the electric vehicle, but it also is leader in the whole ecosystem and value chain, which means the software of these auto vehicles and also the battery production, the infrastructure, including the charging points. And if you think about the whole ecosystem, it is actually potentially worth a lot more in the future if the entire global economy is switching to a more sustainable source of mobility. So I think it is debatable. And of course, competition is heating up as well. You have many major automakers also going into this space. But Tesla is a leader and is well ahead in terms of technology and across the whole ecosystem in terms of EV production.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Janet, can Tesla ramp up its production to meet the Hertz order? Because, let's be frank, Tesla has had some issues, certainly in the past, of meeting, just the consumer demand.
Yes, I think there is progress being made, especially the China factory. It has been running really well. So in China, they're also going to set up a research center as well. So obviously, they can ramp up the production there. And there's evidence that Tesla is actually handling the whole supply chain crisis better than the other automaker companies. For example, the delivery of the vehicles in China were actually up quite significantly last quarter, despite the fact that actually the global vehicle production for other companies has gone down. So there's evidence that they're able to deliver that vehicle even in this very critical supply chain crisis. So it is expected that once that supply chain crisis alleviates in the middle of next year onwards, Tesla should be able to even deliver and produce more vehicles going forward.
Okay, well, there you go. Janet, always a pleasure. Thanks for your thoughts, and we'll speak to you very soon. Janet Mui joining me there. Hey, let's head over to Saudi Arabia now for what's called the Davos of the desert. Yeah, it is the fifth meeting of the Future Investment Initiative run by the Public Investment Fund, Saudi Arabia's main sovereign wealth fund. Let's jump straight over to our Middle East business correspondent, Samir Hashmi, who is there. Samir, good to see you, my friend. Hey, just very briefly for our global audience, just explain, what's behind the gathering and what do they typically get out of it, Samir?
Well, Aaron, this was started 5 years ago by Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, as one of the main summits to show the world that Saudi Arabia is trying to diversify its economy. Now, Saudi Arabia relies on oil exports in a big way to get revenues for its economy, and now they're trying to prepare for a post-oil future with oil demand going down. So this summit is an opportunity for Saudi Arabia to show international businesses and investors that Saudi Arabia is not just about oil, but they also have a non-oil economy which can grow from here, and there are opportunities for foreign businesses to invest in that. One example is tourism, which is something that the Saudis are betting big on. They're putting a lot of money in it, and they're expecting that tourists visiting to Saudi Arabia, those numbers will go up and start contributing to about 10% of its overall GDP by 2030. So that's why the summit is really important for them.
Indeed, and we've just had David Solomon, the big boss of Goldman Sachs, come out warning about the higher inflation, a slowing global economy. I'm wondering how much, the soaring energy prices, soaring prices in general, and the worries over a slowdown in the global economy, how much is that dominating this gathering?
Well, the main session, the opening session, which had David Solomon and also the chief executive of Blackstone Rock, they both shared those concerns that growth is going to be slower. It's going to take some time for global growth to pick up again. Inflation is a big concern. In fact, the chief executive of Blackstone Rock said that he expects that oil prices could touch $100 per barrel. So that could again contribute to higher inflation going ahead. So there is a concern, really. This is the first time since COVID-19 that this gathering is happening where people are meeting in person. And with oil prices going up, which you have so many producers, oil exporters over here in this part of the world, that is something that is dominating the discussions. Can prices come down, which could take care of inflation or check inflation going ahead?
Indeed. Samir, I know you're there all day. I'm going to check in with you in a couple of hours. Talk to you then. Samir Hashmi from Saudi Arabia there. Hey, let's take a look at Facebook now, which has posted a $9 billion profit for the last 3 months. However, the social media giant did see a dip in advertising revenues, all the money it rakes in. That dip was due to a recent privacy update by Apple, which made it more difficult for brands to target ads to users based on their online search history. The results come amid fresh claims of unethical behavior made by the former employee, Frances Haugen, who accuses the firm of putting profits before user safety. Our tech reporter, James Clayton, sent us this from San Francisco.
Well, in terms of news stories, Facebook has had a terrible day. I mean, a series of stories have dropped, all based on the same material that the Wall Street Journal had got from Frances Haugen, the Facebook whistleblower. I mean, for example, one of them is that Facebook simply doesn't moderate its platform very well in lots of other different languages. That's what some of these internal documents states. One of those examples is Ethiopia. We already knew that Myanmar was a real problem for Facebook in 2017 in the run-up to the ethnic cleansing on the Rohingya population there. It now appears that there are all sorts of other countries that have similar moderation problems. We also now know that Facebook simply isn't doing very well with younger people. In fact, it's in free fall in terms of some of its user data. And there's another story that caught my eye too. It was a BBC Arabic investigation into slavery in Instagram. We now know that Apple was considering taking Facebook off the App Store because of those accusations. Now, we now have a report, an internal report from Facebook of the ways in which they told Apple they would mitigate the problem, and Apple eventually decided not to take Facebook off the App Store. But that would have been a huge story. So in terms of news, it's been a pretty terrible day for Facebook.
James Clayton there. Markets mostly higher off the back of another bumper session on Wall Street. That's it. Follow me on Twitter. Tweet me. I'll tweet you back. You can get me at BBC Aaron. See you very soon. Bye-bye.